Hello and welcome to Well Done English class. Today we will do an A2 grammar lesson. The topic is the past continuous tense. At the end of the lesson, I'd like everyone to understand past continuous perfectly. Okay, let's begin. The past continuous, what is the function? Why do we use the past continuous? Let's look. The first reason that we use the past continuous tense is for something which happened before and after another action. That may be a little confusing, so let's look at an example. The children were doing their homework when I got home. So the children were already doing their homework when I got home for something which happened before or after. They were doing it before and were continuing, and then I got home and I saw them. Wow, the children were doing their homework when I got home. Of course, this is in the past still. You're still telling this story to someone else, and this is when you got home previously. It's still an action that has finished now. The second reason is for something that happened before and after a specific time. So in the first example here, we have before and after another action. And in the second one here, we can see it's after a specific time. Let's look at an example. It was 8 o'clock, specific time. I was writing a letter. So we could say, if we want to make that one sentence, I was writing a letter at 8 o'clock. Okay? So we can put them together with the word at this time. I was writing a letter. Okay? You're not writing anymore. Again, past continuous tense. You have finished writing the letter, but at that specific time, 8 o'clock, you had started before 8 o'clock and you finished after 8 o'clock, but you were doing it at the exact time of 8 o'clock. The third function we have here to show that something continued for some time. Okay, so an example, everyone was shouting, right? Everyone was shouting. That means it lasted for some time. If I said everyone shouted, maybe it was very quick. It's almost for emphasis. Use it to make our point more powerful. Everyone was shouting, not everyone shouted. Fantastic. So number 4 here. For something that happened again and again. So let's have a look. I was practicing every day 3 times a day. So here I was practicing maybe the piano, and I was playing the piano 3 times a day because I did it 1, 2, and 3. I was playing the piano 3 times a day. Again, it's kind of emphasis, meaning I played a lot. I played a lot, or I was playing a lot. I was playing a lot sounds like there is more playing happening. And the last one, with verbs which show a change or growth. So something that is happening, a growth in a person. Let's have a look at the example again. Her English was improving, just like your English was improving, but we shouldn't use past tense because it is improving right now while you watch the class. Maybe yesterday you watched a different video of mine and it was improving yesterday as well as today. Now that we know the function, we know why we use it, now we need to look at the form. How do we make the past continuous? What are the elements that we put together, that we combine to make the past continuous? Let's look now. Here. The past tense of the verb be and the ing form of the verb. That's the 2 things that you need. So you need was or were, and you need verb ing. Here, let's look. Subject, was, were, plus verb ing, plus the extra information. Now, first of all, we're going to look, why do we use was and why do we use were? Okay, this depends on the actual subject, the pronoun at the beginning of the sentence. So, first, I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, and they were. So you need to memorize these so you don't use the wrong one. I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, they were. This is very important. So we say plus, working, playing, living, talking. I was plus verb ing. I was working, extra information, yesterday. When were you working? I was working yesterday. When were you playing? I was playing yesterday. Good, because now we're going to head on to the question form. So let's have a look at that. How do we form the past continuous tense question? Let's have a look. We use was, were, plus subject, depending on the subject. Were you, was he, plus verb, ing, plus the extra information now. So we switch, again, just like past simple, we switch the subject and the verb to be here. In past simple, we switch the main verb, but here we just switch the verb to be, which has been transformed into the past tense. Was, were, plus subject now. So have a look here. Example, were you watching TV last night? Good. The positive statement, you were watching TV last night. The question, were you watching TV last night? Either yes or no question. Yes, I was watching TV. No, I was not watching TV. We'll move on to negative after this slide. We have a little bit of extra information for you. You can add a WH question word before the past continuous structure to ask for specific information. So this is a yes-no question. You either say, yes, I was watching TV. No, I wasn't watching TV. But what happens if we want more information? Well, we use why, who, which, what, where, when, and how. These are the questions we ask in English to get extra information. And what we do is we just put that word at the beginning of the sentence. So we can see an example here. What were you doing yesterday? What were you doing yesterday? Or we can have a look at the TV example. Why were you watching TV last night? And we know if we hear WH question, the answer is not yes or no. You need to answer with more specific details. Why were you watching television yesterday? Because my favorite show was on. Now we're going to look at the negative formation of past continuous. So how do we form the negative past continuous? Let's have a look. Subject, was, were, not. Here, not is very important. We include it, plus verb, plus ing, plus the extra information. So we're just adding not to make the sentence negative. Good. So, example, I was not playing games all night. Maybe someone asked you, maybe it was your parent. Were you playing games all night? No, mum, I was not playing games all night. Now, a little bit of extra information again. You can use contractions. We talked about contractions again in past simple negative, and now we're going to do the same thing with past continuous. So contraction is where we take letters out. So here, in formal language or in everyday speech, was not becomes wasn't. Wasn't. We get rid of the O. We see the O here. Was not. We get rid of that O and we put an apostrophe. And it sounds much more natural in spoken language. I wasn't playing games all night sounds better than I was not playing games all night. This sounds very formal when you say it. And also, here we see were not becomes weren't. The same thing. The not, the O, gets taken out and we put an apostrophe, and how we pronounce it is weren't. Were, not, weren't. Well done. Okay, so the example here, we weren't dancing because we didn't feel like it. Okay, so that is everything you need to know about the past continuous. Now what I want you to do is test your past continuous knowledge and put it in the comment section below. Have a look here. Number 1, I want you to write a sentence with the past continuous in the positive way. So subject plus was, were, plus verb, ing, plus extra information. Now another sentence I want you to write is a past continuous question. Was, were, plus subject. So we've turned the subject and the verb to be around. Remember to always do that with questions. Plus verb, plus ing, plus extra information. Okay? And the third sentence I want you to write is a negative past continuous sentence. So we have subject plus was or were plus not, or we can contract weren't or wasn't, plus verb plus ing plus that extra information. Here is an example of what you could write in the comment section. What were you doing yesterday? I was going to the supermarket when I saw my teacher. So here we've mixed some past continuous with some past simple. I was going somewhere and something interrupted the action when I saw my teacher. Good. But he wasn't paying attention and didn't notice me. Oh, very sad. So the teacher wasn't paying attention. The teacher wasn't looking and didn't see the student. Okay, thank you very much for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. If you want a lesson of the same level, you can click here and watch Learn English with Minecraft. If you want to try something a little bit more difficult, you can click here, try a lesson of a B1 level and learn English with tennis. Okay, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.